Well, I wanted to talk today about it's a bit of an issue for me. So it well, to be honest with you, I don't think that it's working. I mean, when we started out, we were supposed to be heroes, and now look at us. We're not heroes. We murdered that whole village. We didn't even try to just knock them unconscious. I don't know if that's the kind of person that I want to be. I was hoping for more. Well, for more songs and dancing, really. I thought we were a cabaret act. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of How to Be a Great Player. My name is Guy and I'm down in the corner here because these slides have got lots of text on them today because we're talking about something that's very important, and that's out-of-game discussions, out-of-game talking. What should you be talking about out of game? Now, why is this something that we even need to talk about? Because it's out-of-game discussions that inform you so much about your playing style, about what your fellow players are thinking about, and what your GM is thinking about. And it helps you to align everybody together to make sure that everybody is having as much fun as possible. At the same time, it also allows you to reflect upon what has happened so far and to see if you are still on track, if you need to change course, or if the new direction is better than what was originally planned. So how are we going to do that? What are the conversation topics that you should be starting with your friends after the game session has happened? And it is important, and I say this again, after the game session, not during and not before. Because if you have it afterwards, you can reflect back and say, well, we did this in the session, this is how it made me feel. If you do it beforehand, you've got no reference. You're only talking about last week, which no one will remember about. If you do it in mid-game, you're being disruptive, and that's not going to be conducive to helping any kind of dialogue whatsoever. So always afterwards. So we're going to look at PC goals. PC goals. I'm on this side of the screen today. PC goals and the direction that the PCs were going to go in. We're going to look at that. Let me get out of the way. Player goals and the direction that they were going in. Where the hell is my finger? And then group goals. Group goals. What were the group goals? So those are the three blocks we're going to be looking at. PCs, players, and group. How do those three align? How do they come together? And let's have a look at that. So PC goals. Now, your PC should have goals. If you have created a well-rounded PC, the PC should have some kind of objective. They should have, I wish to acquire enough money to buy my own starship. I wish to acquire enough fame and fortune to be able to launch a ship and sail across the seas to find glory and fortune. Whatever the character's goals might be, it could very well be, I wish to become the best swordsman in the land. I wish to be trained by the greatest wizard out there. Whatever. They should have goals. Are those goals on track? This is a conversation you're having with yourself. Is your PC's goal on track? If not, why not? Is it because they've been forgotten about by yourself or by the rest of the group? Is the rest of the group ignoring them? You need to be able to answer these questions honestly and fairly. It could be a combination of both. Well, I haven't mentioned that that's my character goal, so how would the group know that that's what my character goal is? Aha! I need to talk to my group and tell them what my character goal is. Future plans. Now this is future plans. This is something that ties closely to the goal, but is bigger than that. The goal might be to become the greatest swordsman in the world. The future plan beyond that is to then open up a sword school where education is then given, where new apprentice swordsmen are trained up under your guiding hand. It could be to get married and have children. It could be to discover the furthest star and then go beyond that. So what are the future plans of the PC? And again, are those being explored? Oftentimes, the fault here lies with yourself rather than with the group because you haven't expressed it, you haven't brought it up, and you haven't mentioned it to the group. So how would they know what your goals are? That's a very important thing to bear in mind. So you've got to answer these particular questions very, very truthfully. Then, what are the greatest moments so far in the adventure, in the campaign? What are your greatest moments so far? If those greatest moments are, well, when my character single-handedly did this, when my character single-handedly did that, when my character soloed, if your greatest moments in the campaign are when your character did something on their own, you may very well find that your character is not aligned to the goals of the group. That's something to be very worried about. It means there are other players that are sitting there going, you know, he or she or they steal the limelight all the time. I hate it. Something to be aware of. This is self-reflection here. You've got to be honest with yourself. If your greatest moment is when, as a team, you guys worked together and you brought about a change and you did this and did that, brilliant. It's also important to remember these greatest moments so you can refer to them during your conversations with others. When we then go to player goals, you as an individual are playing a role-playing game for a reason. It could be for enjoyment, it could be for escapism, it could be for a literary endeavor, it could be an intellectual exercise, it could be just to be social with your friends. There's a whole bunch of reasons why we play role-playing games. Are you having fun? Are you enjoying what you're doing? If you're not enjoying it, if it's a grudge, if it becomes like a job, it's like, oh God, we've got to go and do this thing. Jump out, get out now, get out, don't stay there, no, that's bad, go away, be back later, go. If you're not having fun, don't be there. You're going to drag everybody else down, and you might be able to find a better group out there. There are plenty of players out there, I should know. We have 11,000 of them on our RPGtablefinder.com, for example. There are so many opportunities. If you're not having fun, bail. If you're not having fun and you think it's because of what you're doing, because in your self-reflection of your PC goals, you realize that you weren't being very proactive, here's a chance to change. So do that. Then, your hopes for the future. Very different from your PC's hopes for the future. The PC wants to start a training school on swordsmen and the like. You as a player hope to be able to explore character death by having your character die, because one of their apprentices that they were teaching on swordplay turns around and kills them later on. You as the player are hoping that your character realizes that sword skills are not the ultimate and that they should actually be forming a relationship and having a family. Your goals are going to be very different from your PC's goals. If it's just to have pure, unadulterated fun, you just want to go mad and just have fun, that's a goal as well. And is it something that you're having? It's a question you have to ask. And is anything lacking? Oh, it's great, but you know, I feel we could have more intrigue. I feel that we could have more of this or more of that. Say that. If you don't express it, nobody will know that you are feeling that. So talk. These are the conversations you're having out of game, after the game. There's nothing wrong with saying, you know, I kind of like this. Don't be critical of the GM or your fellow players. Don't say, well, guys, you suck. What's lacking here is skill. You're basically all just rubbish. That's not what we're looking for. We're looking for, I feel that we could be doing more. Do you guys feel that? So these are topic points that you raise during that when you're having that conversation. Then what are the group goals? As a group, you guys should have goals. You should have sat around and said, well, I really like the idea of this game being more sneaky and politically based than violence and combat. Is that still working? Is it still happening? Is it still there? Has it been forgotten about? Has someone derailed that? Have you moved away from that? Is that a bad thing? Not necessarily. It could be a good thing that you've moved away, because if everybody's having fun, that's fine. But if people are going, well, I had hoped for politics and we haven't done any of that, it's a wake-up call to the GM to say, hey, listen, you need to come back to the original plan, but also to your fellow players to say, well, yeah, we should stop shooting everything and start talking. Is there leadership? Sometimes groups just don't go anywhere because no one's the leader. Leaders don't necessarily have to give orders. Leaders can simply make decisions, however. Listen to what everyone's saying and then saying, right, this is what we're doing. But leadership only works if the other people invest and agree to that leader. If you don't have strong leadership, agree that you need someone who's going to make a decision and that your characters are going to follow that person. You can also discuss, well, I'm going to follow, but I want to have an antagonistic kind of situation. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, a classic cartoon from the 80s, redone now in the early teens of this century. Raphael and Leonardo, classic example. Raphael felt that he should be the leader, but he was too hot-headed, too violence solves everything, as opposed to Leonardo, who was a bit more compassionate, a little bit more reserved, a little bit more calculating. There was a major story arc in a cartoon series where these two had to come to grips and learn how to work with one another. It's a brilliant story mechanic. You can incorporate it in your games as well. Is there progression? Does it feel like the group is progressing? Not only as role players, but also as your party moving forward as a group? Is everybody having fun? Is it something that you want to come back to? Again, open and honest answers here. So all of these things that I've gone through, your player goals, your PC goals, the group goals, and the direction that it's heading in, all of that stuff, you can just drop in casual conversation. Hey guys, do you think, have I expressed my character's goals? Do you know what my character's goals are? Those are great questions. So all of these become very informative in terms of where your group is going. So out of game discussions are incredibly powerful. Don't go in as a criticism. Don't go in as a negative. Don't go in at finger pointing, you, and you. Go in there asking, me. Can I be better? Is my character doing this? Can my character align? Can my character propose that your character is the leader? Or can I propose this? Can I always make it about yourself? I know that sounds selfish, but by making it about yourself, it allows others to go, well, I don't think it's actually you. I think it's me. I think my character needs to express their goals more. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, great. I'm going to incorporate this. I'm going to incorporate that. That's what you need to have with these out-of-game discussions. So I think it's important to have that. Anyway, enough from me. Until next time, I wish you and yours the very happiest of playing. So I just want to say that I think these conversations have been so valuable to me. I liked what everyone was saying, okay? It got me here. It got me here, right in the feels, guys. And I subscribe to this new plan, okay? Wholeheartedly, I'm there. I am ringing that bell saying, I am here, because this is new. This is real. Can we hug? Can we hug?